Hey, Ernie, what's happening? How's your day going? Let me see some writing here. Yep, I think we're about ready. Hey, let me know what the mix is like. I got a new mouse. I got the Razer Naga Trinity. And of course, as soon as I plugged it in, it fired up Synapse and demanded that Synapse update. And every time Synapse updates, it destroys all my audio settings. So I've tried to mix it. I know I need to go with the Go XLR. I need to. I don't want to, though. It's going to be expensive. But that's how the pros do it. All right. So getting right into here. There we are. All right. Take that down. I think we're good. So we are in Amsterdam. Fried, what is happening, my man? How you doing? We are in Amsterdam, and we're going to fly to Copenhagen. So let's hop in here. There we are. And this, if this is your first time watching me in X-Plane, this next process is extensive, exhaustive even. But I promise you, at some point we will get airborne. Okay, so main electric is on, and let us get on ground power. So we'll get that going. There we go, and then we'll hop up top and get the IRS calibrating. So that's those two right there. 9 minutes for that, perfect. And we're trying to push back about 4 p.m. local time. I have it set to 3:30 local time. So we'll have a little bit of daylight. Should be about an hour flight. So by the time we get there, the sun will just be going down. So first thing, your ski masks. Oh, hell yeah. Man, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about a ski mask live stream. I mean, we'll see. I'm not opposed to it. I don't know what that's going to look like. All right. So block fuel, we are going to be on 7704. Let's go 8,000 to be safe. You know, I like to be safe. So we'll go here. Payload 8,000. Right in there. Get that started. And for passengers, how many people are we taking to Copenhagen tonight? Let's say we're taking 125 good people. Headed home for the holidays. There they go. And they've got a lot of gifts with them. So 1 ton in the back, 1 ton in the front. There we go. Back here. Start getting some fuel on board. No, not at all. I am very supportive of people doing what they want to do. I want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to find their spirit animal. You know what I'm saying? I really do. I'm curious to see what it's going to look like, though. All right, so let's hop down here to the FMC. I don't do this in probably the right order, but I do try to get everything. So we go to the FMC, go here. We are EHAM. So Echo Hotel Alpha Bike right there. Plug that in. We're gate D7 right there. We'll go here and grab GPS from the left side. I don't know why the left side is the best side, but that's what the real pilots say. Right on. What mic did you get? And then for our route, we are going to be on EHAM to Echo Kilo Charlie Hotel 01. That's a company route. Goes right in there. We're flight 1932, as always. 1932. Getting used to the new mouse. That goes right in there. Activate and execute. Runway, let me see. If we go over here and we look at the weather, let's see where they're sending us out. So if we go here, departing on, they don't have us on a departure yet. Standby. So we go back here. Oh, the road. Yep, I've heard good things about that. Ernie, you know, I try to do it right. There is a tuber that I watch. A tuber. There's a tuber that I watch. His name is Flight Deck to Sim. And he is absolutely amazing. He's a real 737 pilot. And let me see if we can find what we're looking for here. We're going out on 18 center. So if we come back here now, he is amazing. He is a real pilot. So we go back. Where were we? Route. There we go. Runway 18C. He's a real 737 pilot, and he has said that the Zibo mod, the one that we're in right now, is about 90 to 95% accurate. And I figure I just do what he does, try to remember it as well as I can. All right, we've still got fuel going on board, so we can't do gross weight or center of gravity yet. We'll hold off on that. What can we do? Go back up here and go to the overhead. We can emergency lights on, leave seatbelts off until we have people aboard. Yep, this all has to sit just for right now for the moment. All right, on. Yeah, you know, I went with the Blue Yeti because everybody uses the Blue Yeti, and I found out it's maybe not the best. Caden, how you doing? So I do need to go with Go XLR because I need that zero latency monitoring. That's why my audio is out of balance sometimes, is I can't hear myself and the game and how they relate to one another. And Windows 10 is always messing with your volumes. You know, every time you restart the computer, all your volumes are different. So what Go XLR allows is for you to hear your own voice, your own mic. Caden, I'm in the Zibo mod 737. Right there. So Go XLR allows you to hear your audio, your voice, as an analog signal with zero latency, and then you mix in the audio from your system, which you can have a little bit of delay at that point. So if your game is a quarter second or a half second delayed, not a big deal. Or if your background music is a little delayed, not a big deal. Exactly, a 737-800. Look at you, man. Are you a plane spotter? You an aviation fan? So when you mix those two together, you can hear what your audience is hearing in real time. And at the moment, I cannot do that. So I need to go with Go XLR, and I will probably get rid of this Blue Yeti when I do. Well, I won't get rid of it. It'll go in the drawer. Oh, that's awesome, Caden. My father's a pilot. I grew up hearing about aviation and being a big fan of aircraft. Never got my pilot's license, but I do love to sim fly. All right, so we'll hop back in here. See how we're doing on fuel. We said 7,700, so we're almost done. As soon as fuel is on board, we will fire up the APU and start loading passengers. So yeah, audio is tricky. Man, I don't know how people do it. I don't know how streamers do it. I watch their streams, I watch their videos, and they are just so pro. Everything is perfect, and it's like, I want that. I want mine to be like that. But I think it's just a trial and error process, really. You can find a lot of stuff on Reddit, right? You can find a lot of YouTube videos. Big planes, how big? Like 737 big, or like 380 big, 74 big? All right, and that's fuel. We're looking at this little, let me zoom in. Looking at this little number right down here, 3910, 3910 in the wing tank. So fuel is on board. That means we can go back here. We start the ground crew, and we can fire up the APU. So fuel pump's on right there. And nope, come back and start the APU. The sushi dragon. I'm curious. I want to see that now. Is he a chef? Is he a cook? That sounds really cool. The weirdest thing for me about transitioning from video to live stream is your mistakes are visible, right? When you're recording, if you make a mistake, you can just scrap it and record again. But with live stream, particularly toward the end of a stream, I feel like I'm committed. You know, I can't stop. Switching, adding AR effects and everything. Interesting. I got a Stream Deck, and I'm definitely all about the Stream Deck now. I love it. I don't think I could ever do this again without the Stream Deck. All right, so we've got this blue light here. I don't know if you can see my cursor. I'm trying not to do things too quickly so you don't know what's going on here. But this blue light in the center here means the APU is running. The APU is a little turbine in the tail of the plane. Right back here. See the little exhaust plume? 747 at 380? Yeah. 747 is so big to fly, though. I've never flown a 380 in sim, but 747 is so big. All right, so we've got this little turbine in the tail of the aircraft now, and that is making power for us. So we're going to hop on there, right? And that means we can come off ground power. So we'll turn that off, and we'll also turn our bleed on, and we'll turn our packs on, right? Electric hydraulic pumps on. Probe heat is on now. Okay. The aircraft is fueled so we can turn seatbelt and no smoking on. And we can board passengers. 787? Yeah, you know, the thing that amazes me about so many Boeing aircraft is they're like 40 and 50 years old. And they don't exactly look new, but they don't look old. It's like the C-130. The C-130 is like, that plane was designed in like the late 1940s, 1950s. It's crazy. And they did it all with like slide rules. All right, so there's our center of gravity. There's our flight level, plant fuel. Reserves, let's say we want to get in there with 2.5. I know I could get a lot of this stuff from our OFP, but I kind of skip over it just because it's a lot faster. We'll do a cost index of 30. Plug that right in there. Turns out it's 3,000. Cruise wind is, if we go back over here and go here, let's find our cruise wind. It's going to be back here. 249 at 042. So this is our winds aloft right now, and the FMC is going to use it to calculate our fuel burn. Apparently, in these types of aircraft, how much money it makes and how efficient it is it's very finite. It's very easy to have an aircraft fly a route and not make money if something is calculated wrong, like if you climb out too fast and burn too much fuel, that sort of thing, or if you spend too much time at a slower speed and put too many hours on the engine. That's also not good. So ISA is 5 degrees, so we'll go back to the FMC and we'll put in 5C, and that goes right there. That calculates temperature when we get upstairs, right? Good so far. So we go here, we're going to spoof the motors a little bit. We're going to put in 50 degrees as the ambient temperature, and that's going to bring our N1 limit down to 90%. That's going to make it a little bit easier on the motor. We're not super loaded today, so I think we can go 26K. We'll leave all that the same. Takeoff, we're going to have 5 degrees flaps. All right. Here's our CG. And these will give us our speeds here. So 144, we need to come up here and make this come back. 144. 144, and before I forget, we'll put this in as 38,000. And because I always forget this, let's go up top. And we're going to put this in as 38,000. This is our cabin altitude, so we don't kill everybody. Oh, don't worry. I've killed everybody a lot of different ways. And I'm going to hop over here in another screen that you can't see, unfortunately, and put in the altitude for Copenhagen, which is 17 feet. That's effectively sea level, so we'll leave this lower landing altitude value at 0 because that is sea level. All right. All right. Now where are we at? What did I forget? What did I miss? We're going out on 18C. So we need to go here. Airport, Echo Hotel, Alpha Mike. Schiphol. There we go. And we want 2 things. We want ATIS 132980. So we'll go here, 132980, already set, fantastic. Altimeter 2962. So come back up here, and we want 2962. 2962. We'll also set our MFRA altitude. I don't know. There's some, I wouldn't say debate about this. Apparently people feel differently about this value. All right, so we're going to set this to 1,000. You want this 1,000 feet over the altitude of the airport. Copenhagen is at sea level. So we'll just set this for 1,000. And this is the altitude. Damn it, with the tiny triggers. This is the altitude. We have to be able to see the runway when we're at 1,000 feet. If we cannot see it as we descend through 1,000 feet, we have to go around. So that is 1,000. And we can come back down here, turn this off. Rid of that. Come back up here, and we want 18C is 182 magnetic. Set those to 182 magnetic. That's interesting. I'm seeing a lot of these values already configured. And that could be new. Zibo mod just updated. Well, it updates constantly, but it could be that they've plugged some of that stuff in so it populates those fields automatically. Okay, everything up here looks good. Everything here, working our way down. Yaw damper. He's good. He's good. All right. So I think, what else do we need to do? Flight directors on both sides. We're all good here. Let's head back to the FMC and finish off our route. QRH off. So we want to go departure EHAM. We're going out on 18C. And we want, what do we want for our SID? Standby. Back up here. The Torga 1X. All right. Is that a thing? Certainly is. Torga 1X. There we go. Execute that. Looks good so far. And then when we get to Copenhagen, we're going to be on 04 left, and it looks like we're taking the Tespi 2E. 4 left, Tespi 2E. So we go here. Arriving. ILS 4 left. Right there. And the Tesp 2E. And there's only one transition, so we'll take it. Right there. Plug it in. Let's see what we got up here. So we go to plan. And then we'll step it through. Confirm that everything is at least going to get us there, and then we'll see what we've got as far as discontinuities or problems with the altitude. Good. Right through there. All right. Looks like we missed one. Hang on. So there. Tespi. We have a discontinuity, or are we going straight in? I feel like something's missing. Hang on. What am I not seeing here? Hang on. So right there. It's this one right here. Need to get rid of that. So we're going to delete that. And then put that in right there. I see the problem. Now what's it look like? So if we go here. Yep. Looks like it'll work. So we'll go back and take a look for problems with altitude. Anything too drastic. So we'll go here. Looks good, looks good. 16, 12, 3. Yep. All right. So that is dialed. Put that right there. Did we forget anything on here? Performance, we did. Let's look up nav before we get any further. So we'll go over here to runways, and if I can find it. Said we're on 4 left. Yep, 4 left at Copenhagen. I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is. All right, and our ILS is going to be 110.50. Go back down here. The A350. The only thing I've ever flown for Airbus, the only thing I've ever flown on the Airbus side is the 320 in the new flight sim. Right there and right there. That in both sides. One ten decimal 50, 110 decimal 50. Taro, this is a very futuristic farming sim. We are going to be making great time later. All right, what did I forget? What did I forget? And we are loading passengers, are we not? Yeah, we are loading passengers. All right. Departure set. Bug is set. N1 is set. Let's go back up top. Let's see what I'm forgetting. Yaw damper. Probe heat is on. Window heat will turn on when we get to the runway. Electric and hydraulic. Fuel pumps are on. Yeah, I think we're ready. Oh, this is always so unnerving. I can hear. Right there. And right there. Happy holidays, Taro. All right. So we're good? All right. So we're going to do our boarding message. Here we go. Welcome aboard.
Good morning, folks, from the flight deck. Get your captain for the ride. It looks like it should be pretty good. So we're planning on a smooth ride. We'll get you there as soon as we can. And as safe as we can. We'll talk to you once we get airborne. Welcome aboard.
All right. So there's that. And then if we go over here and turn on our ACL, that triggers the event on the aircraft for boarding to stop, and everybody gets buttoned up. Right, so now we want to go here, and we're going out on, what did we say, 18 center. So we go here, here, and here. Let's see, where is 18C, and how do we get to it? This is the most difficult part of Flight Sim for me. 18C looks like it is behind us. So we're going to want to push back. I'd say back and to the right. Let's take a look here. Yeah, back and to the right. Yeah, plenty of room. Okay. So we go back here. Confirm all ground services are done. GPU is disconnected. All right, that's good. That's good. Here we go. Back and to the right. And about like so. This may be loud. I haven't found a way to dial back the volume, so this may be loud. Here we go.
All right, Captain. Got the directions. Let me know through the menu when you're ready.
I am ready. Let's do it.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
So this better pushback has whatever airport you're at. Those are the voices that you hear. So I would think, because we're in Amsterdam, it would be a Dutch accent. I don't know why it's that ridiculous American, but you know what? Let's just have fun with it. There's our tug. Brakes off. Brakes off. We are on APU. Yep. And let's, before we get any further, turn those up a little bit. And we will turn these up a little bit. Like that. And right down here.
All right. Looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect. Go ahead and hit that parking brake when you're ready.
Parking brake is off. Let's go. All right. That was the parking brake. Come on, let's go. Is he hooked up? Oh no. There we go. All right, he's hooking up now, maybe? Let's go back in here and try this.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Toes connected, bypass pins inserted. Go and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go. Here comes the pushback. Light them up.
All right, so we'll start engines. I'll turn the AC off. That. And here goes number 2. All right, there's 25. Throw the fuel in. All right, and starting 1. There's fuel. Let's go back here. So I think the best way to do this is set up here and then all the way along and then all the way down there. Is that right? Yeah. It's going to take a minute to get there. This is the trickiest part for me of this entire sim, is finding my way around airports. And I'm doing this without VATSIM. If I had VATSIM telling me where to go, I would be, right? Because right now with no ATC, we can go wherever we want. But if ATC was telling me I had to be here or there, I'd be so completely lost.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
All right, so we want parking brake.
And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
All right, how late are we? Not too late. Not as late as we could be.
And we're disconnected. Signal and pin on the right. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
Signal and pin on the right. You got it. All right, so we're good. Flaps to 5. All right. Taxi lights on. Turn lights on. ACL on. Strobes are steady till we have to cross a runway. I think we're just about ready. All right. What did I forget? There's always something. Oh, you know what? I did forget something. Hang on. So if we go back down here to takeoff, right here. Trim to 4.75. Trim is already set. Okay. So brakes off. Here we go. So we will go right down here, make a left turn, head sort of, I don't know, west, parallel to that runway, and then cross and down to the end of 18L. It was 18L, right? 18C. Yep. Doing the test flight for this, I got lost. I just drove in circles. We were on a different flight plan, leaving from a different gate. They had us going out a different runway, but I got thoroughly lost and just sort of made laps around the airport. So right over here now. And then down this way, yep. And I think this goes just about all the way down. And then we'll turn north and head up to the end of, yeah, 18C. Okay. Try to get back on the center line here. Apparently this is a really big deal. I thought these lines were just sort of, I don't know. I mean, I assumed they would want you to be pretty strict about not weaving all over the place, but it's a lot more strict than that. From what I've heard now from real pilots, they want you exactly on this center stripe. And I think it has something to do with wingspan, the way that these taxiways are calculated. It's so you don't clip anything. You know, I think it's, I've got maps. I've got a map of Schiphol up on my other monitor, and then we've got the little map down here in the corner. And like I said, I'm not doing this according to any, you know, if ATC were telling me what to do, all these taxiways have names and numbers, and I would be, what we're doing right now would be not okay. But you know what? We're not on VATSIM. I've been trying to get on VATSIM, and you know, there's streamer loot. I think there's streamer VATSIM as well. I think when you're a big enough streamer, I think you can email VATSIM and be like, hey, you know, I'm thinking of going into this airport or that airport. Can you have somebody working it? Because when I go on VATSIM and take a look on the network, I find that a lot of the airports that these people fly into and out of, there's nobody working that airport. So it's just a Unicom. All right, so flaps good. Let me see. And we're not crossing any runway, so I'm going to leave the strobes on steady until we hold, and then we'll flip it over. What kind of flying do you want to do, Ernie? Do you want to fly big planes or little planes? Caden, we're at Schiphol in Amsterdam, heading to Copenhagen. All right, so we'll make our turn here. a little bit wide. And I really want to get a proper flight rig. I want to get a lot of things. Yeah, skip all. All right, so we are parallel to 18C now. We'll just go all the way down to the end. We'll just go all the way down, turn 180 degrees, and we'll be good to go. This is not a bad looking game for being several years old and having to compete with the way that Microsoft Flight Simulator 20 looks. It's not a bad looking game at all. I've got no complaints. And for the kind of flying that I... Hang on. Let's get centered here. Let's everybody just calm down. For the kind of flying that I do, for the kind of flying that I want to do, I think I prefer this to Flight Simulator. Well, I uninstalled Flight Simulator. There was another big patch the other day, and it's just not right. It needs more time to cook. Little first start, right on. So I think every flight sim comes with the Cessna 172, which is kind of the classic like plane that everybody in the world learns to fly in. So they all include that as base, and then you can get payware, freeware, you can upgrade from there. And what a lot of people do is start with the 172, and then they go up to twin engine propeller. No, I think I'm going to stream tomorrow. I said yesterday when we were on the farm, all my people are out of town, and I really don't celebrate holidays anyway. And I got a couple DMs from people saying, you know, it's going to be a really lousy Christmas this year because I'm on lockdown, and I figured why not? Let's just do a stream, and we'll, I don't know, keep each other from getting bored. All right, so we're going to hold right here. And again, if we had ATC, they would tell us to hold here anyway, and this is an opportunity in sim and in real life to just confirm if you forgot anything. All right, so we're going to go right here. Nice little automated checklist. Thank you very much. Strobes on. All right, and engines to continuous. Turn the igniters on. Auto throttle arm. Get that going. Did we forget anything? We're all dark up here. It's 12 degrees, so we don't need anti-ice. I think. Yep, flaps are set. That's all set. LNAV right there. If I can find a trigger, there's LNAV. All right. Here we go. All right, on Fried. Good for you, man. I'm glad you're able to do that. I know a lot of people are really feeling like this is going to be the worst Christmas ever. So I'm glad you get to do that. That's cool.
Approaching 1-8 center.
All right, so we'll get lined up here. This is my favorite time to fly. I like when you can still see some of the world, but I do like seeing the lighting in these sims. I think it's really, really well done in all of them.
On runway 18 center.
In X-Plane, in Flight Sim, in DCS. All right. So reset fuel flow counter right there. Turn the chronometer on right there. Toga power. Here we go. A little bit of crosswind. A lot of crosswind. Wow. Speed tape is active. 80 knots. There we go. There's V1.
V1. Rotate.
Here we go.
Positive rate.
Hop right in there.
400.
Hey, we got to do one of these. Hang on, if I can find it in time. There it is. Hell yeah. I do love Sim gaming. Right. So there's that. Runway and taxi lights off. Airspeed low. I don't like the sound of that at all. Do we need to bug up? Let's bug up here and see what... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Getting a stick shaker. What's that all about? I think we're going to be okay, but this is it's a little dicey at the moment. Interesting. I had us bugged on N1, and it really let the speed drop off. Okay. Well, it said in the update notes that they were editing some things in the FMC. Okay, I think we're going to be all right here. Yeah, we made it. Hopefully nobody on board even noticed that. All right, so we're making our turn. And what's temp? Temp is 9, so we're going to get some engine anti-ice on. Turn that on. Oh, right on, Ernie. Yeah, no worries. It's going to be a weird year for everybody. No worries at all. Let's do another flyby. I will have to take a look on the Zibo thread. That's the procedure I've always used to bug the N1, and for some reason it did not like that today. We'll go down here now and TCAS. Get that going. All right. Well, that was a little exciting, but we made it. And we can back this out now. And I think our flight time is, yeah, just a little over an hour. So we'll see what the weather does for us on the way up. LS, that off. There we go. It might even be less than that. Might be closer to 40 minutes. So we can get on standard altimeter. Yep, everything's working. And with this weather, I may leave the seatbelts on till we're a little bit higher, till we get up above some of this. I'm hearing from real pilots in their streams that they're leaving the seatbelt signs on because of COVID. But I'm curious, because they flipped the seatbelt sign now to release the cabin crew, but I'm curious what they're doing as far as like when they would do that in this sort of weather, because it's a little, you know what I mean, a little bouncy out there. All right, so we went on VNAV, and I think that may have been my error. Yeah, I wasn't bugging to VNAV, I was bugging to a preset speed, and it was too low. So when I went to VNAV, we're dropping the nose now. It looks like we're going to get up to just under 300 knots, and then we'll pitch and climb to 38,000. I sound like I know what I'm talking about. I sort of do. Not exactly. Close enough. And we are using Active Sky for weather, but I don't have any graphics mods or anything running. This is just all base game X-plane other than the aircraft itself. All right, so looking down here, speed is good. Yeah, that was my error. I didn't... Heading bug and fuel. Yep. I had us bug to speed rather than VNAV. All right, I'll know for next time. I don't think I've crashed a plane in stream yet. It would be ideal if I never did that. All right, so we're going to go over here now, and we'll go to right there. And 4 left is going to be 037 magnetic. So we'll back these down. All right. Right there, if I can find it, there it is. 037 and 037. 037. Yeah, I think we're good. Go. Yeah, same as when we flew from. Where did we fly from? We flew from Paris to Amsterdam, and it was like our top of climb and top of descent were about 5 minutes apart. We just barely got to altitude, and then it was time to start descending. And we turn that off. I think this flight will be the same. Very carefully. Hang on, let's go to an external view. If we do that, when I grab my water bottle, it's not going to move the camera around. Smart. All right, here we go. I think if we go back down here now. Is it, it's not perf, is it? There. So we want right there and right there. So that's in, and we can also go, before I forget, we can also go here now. Go back here. We're going to Echo Kilo Charlie Hotel. No. No. Why is it not working? There we go. So ATIS is going to be 122.750. So we'll go down here. 122. Decimal 750. Get that plugged in, and we've already got our runway heading. Wow. Weather has taken a turn. Grim. Okay. We've already got our runway heading in for 04 left. Everything's working good here. That's all fine. We've got our ILS in, do we not? We've got ATIS in for Copenhagen. We've got QNH in the FMC. All right. All right. Is there one more? I feel like there was one more. Send. Forecast. That's what we want. All right, we can plug this in as we get a little closer. So that's what, program. Destination forecast. Okay, just need to remember to do that. But I think everything else is plugged in, and we've got our VREF, we've got our MFRA. I think we're good. All right. But this weather, I mean, not much for a view, but that's how it goes. I do like using real weather. I think I prefer it to any type of generated weather, just because it has that random feeling to it. You know, it really does. Like, you get what you get. You can't pick what you're going to fly into. But this is dense. I don't know if we're going to come out on top of this or not. And if we do, I don't know what it's going to look like. But we'll find out momentarily, I suppose. There's 25,000 feet. I mean, it says we're sort of on top of it now. But you can't tell from the cockpit. Oh, hang on. I always forget something. Hang on. Let's turn the defrosters on. Pretend you didn't see that. I've done that before. I always forget something. I always forget something on that overhead panel. There we go. That's better. Everything in this aircraft is modeled. Or at least 95% of it is modeled. From what real pilots say. All right, so we'll get the windows defrosted. We'll be able to see again. I thought we had flown into one of those ping pong ball clouds, but nope. That's just me forgetting something. We making any progress here? Yep, looks like it. So I'm told that the window heaters are important not only for visibility, but also when the windows are warm, it makes the windows a lot more resistant to bird strikes. So when they're cold at altitude, a bird will go right through them. But when they're warm, birds tend to bounce off them a little bit more. So it's like a two-sided safety thing. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Now we can see. Not the first time I've forgotten that. Anything else up here? No. I think the reason is the way a lot of these panels are set up is you want them dark, right? So as far as probe heat, if we have probe heat off, we have the lights on. When we turn probe heat on, the lights go off. And it's set up that way that you want to sort of move top to bottom and darken the panel. Turn these off now too, out of those clouds. And the window heat, I feel like, is just opposite from that. So I'm up here looking for lights, and sometimes things don't have lights. So that's on me. But hopefully no harm done. Yeah, that's a little better. This is an amazing mod. I can't believe this is freeware. I've paid for planes that are not nearly this quality. Somehow they're able to keep this free. Hell yeah. All right. There's 30,000 feet. So bring this down. It's crazy to see it raining up this high. Yeah, that's what I understand, Ernie. But it's one of those things that, I mean, there are so many things about aviation and aerospace and racing. It's like the reason we know this is because somebody made a terrible mistake and there was a really bad accident. Like that's, they may have figured that out. I don't know if you've ever seen that cannon that throws frozen chickens, but it's how they test things that can be hit by birds. They've got an air cannon that fires frozen chickens. So maybe they figured it out that way, but I'm guessing that really the way they figured it out was like in the 1940s or 1950s. Somebody had a bird come through the windscreen, and you know, do the math, work it backwards. Hey, what if we heat them? So it's kind of a grim way to learn things, but I guess that's just how the world works. That's how we figure things out. All right, so we're just about at top of climb now. 17 minutes. Yeah, we could have come up a little bit faster. I used that cost index, and that's what I was saying earlier in the stream, is that cost index determines, like, there's a, I don't know, you got all these variables, you've got all these slides basically, and when you move one up, it moves another one down. So if you get the aircraft up to altitude faster, it's harder on the engines, but they don't have to run as long, right? And it uses more fuel, but you get there quicker, so you use less fuel. So if it's like very broad yes no questions, then fine, you know, anybody can figure that out. But when it gets super finite, like if we fly at 39,000 feet, the flight will make money. If we fly at 36,000, we'll lose money. And that's what the software calculates, is how exactly we want to do that. So that cost index is, I guess the cost index is built into the aircraft from Boeing, but then every company determines their own cost index. And when you plug that number in, it keeps the aircraft within certain parameters based on how your company likes to save money. That's the best way to explain it. So I just put in 30 because that's what I see those real pilots using. But 18 minutes to 38,000, almost 20 minutes, we could have got up here a little bit faster. But if that's what the cost index says, that's what I do. I mean, from out here, it looks like it's starting to break up a little bit, but from in here, it's still pretty, you know what I mean? Well, maybe a little bit over there. We'll see how Copenhagen is. And I'm going to, let me bring up some lights. Now, this is typically what causes the sim to crash. Let's hope for the best here. So far so good. Now we'll come up here. Bring that up a little bit. And then also that one. One thing I did like about Flight Sim 20 was the ATC, like the built-in AI ATC. When you landed, it would get you to a gate. So it was nice to be able to kind of practice taxiing. I don't know. I mean, with VATSIM, I was told just go to an airport, turn the radio on, and just sit and listen. Just sit at a gate and listen to the procedures and what people are doing. And I tried that at like 8 different airports, and nobody was doing anything. There was like no activity at all. So I started looking on the network to see what airports were active. And even when I went to those, there wasn't a lot going on. So I think the streamers have, I wouldn't say they have like a deal with VATSIM, but there may be that they coordinate ahead of time. All right, so things are a little bit more interesting. But I really couldn't find a lot going on. So I need to figure that out. I do want to use VATSIM. I want to use it in stream as well. Just haven't been able to figure it out yet. I feel like if we get lucky here, maybe we'll sort of fly between these fronts. All right, so we'll do cabin lighting. Let's go here. Hang on. We go here. Cabin lighting. So we got cruise. We've got medium. Go back here and PA. There we go. VATSIM is virtual air traffic control. So it's a team of volunteers who act as ATC. In the same way that I'm sim flying a plane, there are people that sit at their computer with a unique app, and they've been assigned an airport, and they control the aircraft in and out of that airport. And for a small airport, it'll just be one person doing everything. But for a big airport like Heathrow or JFK, there would be multiple layers. So you've got clearance delivery, routing people. You've got ground, determining when you start engines, when you push back, how and where you taxi, right? You've got the tower giving approval for when you can take off. And then once you're airborne, you're going to switch over to departure control. And then a center will get you from that airport to the next one. And then as you get close to that next airport, you'll talk first to approach and then to ground, and the whole process is sort of reversed. So it's a team of a lot of people. It is. And what I'm told is a lot of people that do it are actual air traffic controllers. And that just blows my mind. Because I know air traffic control is supposed to be one of the most stressful jobs in the world. You would get home from work from that job and be like, well, I'm gonna relax, play some video games. But yeah, if you look on YouTube, just flight sim with VATSIM or intense VATSIM, anything like that, you can hear these guys and women controlling like tons and tons of aircraft in the air and on the ground. It's amazing. And then the pilot that I follow, Flight Deck to Sim, his virtual airline is Alpaca Airlines. And they do, what do they call it? The Alpacalypse. The Alpaca Invasion. He'll fly from one airport to another, and the people in his YouTube subscribers will fly with him. So there'll be 40 or 50 people will just immediately pop into an airport at the gates and start requesting departure clearance. And it completely overwhelms VATSIM for that airport. Whoa! That was intense. Yeah. I think the only time we have very much a Millennium Falcon effect going on right now. The only time I didn't feel that way, I worked as a mountain bike mechanic for years. And I was very much in the culture. I lived in resort towns. I was working on downhill bikes for competitive pro cyclists. And that was the only time that like we would ride home from work. Because when you're in that community, exactly, light speed, ludicrous speed. When you're in that community, you ride to work, you ride home from work, you ride everywhere. I was riding 5,000 miles a year. But we would leave work and go to somebody's home, and their home typically had a shop set up that was like of the same quality as the retail shop that we worked in. They'd have work stands and tool benches and the whole deal. So you work on bikes all day, other people's bikes, and then you go to somebody's house with your UPS package that you had delivered to work, and you crack a beer, and everybody works on their own bikes. So that's the only time I've ever had a job where the first thing you do when you leave work is you go do your job somewhere else for free. But I have to say, working in the bicycle business did not feel like working. There were days I couldn't believe they paid me to do it. And plus you get like a 70 to 80% discount on parts. So everybody in the shop is riding a $6,000 bike. It was a really, really good time, and I do miss it. There you go. What are you going to do when you get done working on cars all day? I don't know, crack a beer and work on my car. But I think vehicles have a unique place in our hearts, I think. Cars, motorcycles, bicycles, aircraft. I think we just connect with them differently. And I think it's easier to be passionate about that and do it for a living and love what you're doing and then go home and do it for fun versus something like air traffic control. I don't know that a lot of people love air traffic control. I think there are pilots that love flying, but I don't know if anybody loves air traffic control. Maybe they do. I could be wrong. And I do have to say, X-Plane it doesn't have the best graphics. I think it's an amazing sim, but this light speed effect that we're popping in and out of, it is what it is. But I think we're just about to hit TOD and start our descent. And okay, now let me confirm here. Yeah, we have our window heat on because we're getting the same effect. I can't see anything. There we go. So we'll dial this back a little bit. I lived all over the West in little mountain towns, little resort towns. I moved there just for the cycling. Stay someplace for a year, ride the mountain, work on bikes, move to the next mountain town, ride that mountain. Now, some of this, I'm told, is a result of using Active Sky, because what it's doing is moving back and forth between different, so it's got different cloud types and different weather conditions, I guess. And when it moves back and forth between them too quickly, because the game is drawing its weather data from Active Sky rather than itself, it can sort of get caught like right between two weather conditions and kind of bounce back and forth. So that may be what we're seeing. Mostly I'm happy that the aircraft is stable and the game is stable. I'll take it. All right, we're not quite at TOD yet, but it does have a checklist for us to go through. And some of this stuff, I think I may be able to... Yeah, descent weather, I don't think we can set this yet, or can we? Landing performance is done. Go to the FMC. I think, yeah, this is where we wanted to go. Was it program? Tailwind crosswind. No, we wanted to go to, there we go, forecast. So this is going to be our altimeter and direction and speed. So if we go here, we are at weather. You can't see this because it's on another screen. We are 236 at 3. So 236 at 3. 003. Got that right in there. And pressure is 1008. 1008. That goes right in there. There we go. And transition will be 5,000. And I say, well, if we do it here, so 003, let's try this. 003. And then 1009. Right in there. All right. That I may or may not be doing that properly, but think it's close. All right, so there's that. Wind data, trans level, local QNH. That decision height set, nav frequency set, course set, altitude bug. Stand by. And we are going to sea level, so we'll set that. All right, and altitude bug, landing performance calculation done, landing flaps and VREF done, auto brakes right there. Yoke checklist, right down there. Cabin lighting, make the announcement, and we're done. Okay, so back here, ground services, cabin lighting, take up landing, white bright. There we go. All right, we good? It looks like it's clearing a little bit. We may fly over this and have a nice clear descent. Be nice if we did. And it got darker a little sooner than I thought it would. We did leave about 15 minutes late, but I don't think that 15 minutes made a ton of difference. I think it would have been dark regardless. But I do like to take off about 3:30 local time. So we're getting in about 5 local time with the sun still up a little bit. Although it is, what's today, the 23rd? Is this the longest night of the year? Or shortest day of the year, as some people say. So it could be, yeah, because I was flying out at 3:30 like 2 weeks ago. I don't know what the difference is as far as the days getting shorter in 2 weeks. I don't know if it's noticeable. But at the very least, hopefully we can have a nice clear landing, even if it is dark. All right. Oh, we got a cabin crew back in their seats. There we go. Those are off. We got us going really far out to the north. I would have thought. Hang on. Yeah, I would have thought we would have stayed more south and west, but. All right, Fried. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Thanks, man. And yeah, looks like TOD right there. Okay. I'm going to hop outside. Here. Let's try this one for a minute. There we go. And have another drink. Better. All right, so we're good. VNav, LNav, CMD, altitude is set. He's good here. Seatbelts, we did our announcement. Lighting is set. QNH, frequencies, ATIS, I think. And we do have, yeah, engine anti-ice is on. Right on. Trying to think of anything that I could have forgotten. Nope, I think we're good. So I know it's kind of hard to see, but right down here, try to get bang my head into the microphone. Right down here on the ND, there's a little circle there, little green circle that says TD. That is top of descent, and that is where the FMC will start flying us down. Fly us down the waypoints and into the star. Now, that's one downside to track IR is when I lean forward to look at things. Well, I lean forward to look at things when I'm not streaming and my microphone isn't pulled in close, so it's not a problem. But then when I do have the mic right in front of my face, I can't really see it because it's like off to the side, but it's right there. And when I lean forward, the right side of my headset catches on it. One more thing to figure out. I want to get a Go XLR. I want that. What I don't want to do is spend like $2,000 or $3,000 on a microphone. And I know there are ones that are not that expensive, but I feel like if I'm going to go XLR, if I'm going to go, dad jokes sneaking in. If I buy the Go XLR, I want to get an XLR mic to go with it. And if I'm going to get an XLR mic, I may as well get a good one. So I don't want to spend, I just don't want to spend the money. I really don't. I don't want to spend like $3,000 on this project. I just want to be able to adjust my audio and stream. All right, and that is TOD. So we'll cut power here, hopefully. Yep, there we go. This mod is amazing. I don't even know how people do this stuff. I really don't. Where do you even begin? All right, here's power. And of course, we're completely dark, and we may need to throw in some brakes here. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, we're going to, looks like about 28,000. Good there. And I think we're flying more or less just straight in. There's no complicated pattern or anything. We're just going to descend and end up on the runway heading as part of our approach, right? We won't need to turn to it. We'll just sort of be on it. And that's it. Do this now before I forget, because I always forget. Put the first officer's display to ILS. Yep, set that to ILS because I always forget to do that, and then it gives me the it's crazy. And it's not even the visual stuff, it's the functionality of the flight computer. Right. I think the easiest way to do it, honestly, would be to get a hold of the code from the real one and then port it over, because they've already done all the flows, right? They've done all the contingencies, and this affects that, this requires that, this calls that field. It's like somebody's done that already. If you could just get a hold of that code and plug it into the game. But if somebody had to create that manually, oof, couldn't imagine. Bank angle back to 25. There we go. I thought the bank angle was for passenger comfort, but apparently it has to do with the way air moves over the aircraft as you get close to the Mach. Because right now we're at 3/4 of the Mach. True airspeed is almost 450 knots. So that the air, I don't know, as you get close to the speed of sound, air stops behaving like air and starts behaving like a solid. So it just does funny things, and you get extended turbulence and various things that are happening over the wings, right? The turbulence can extend back and affect the horizontal stabilizer. So there's situations you can get into very quickly where if you move the aircraft in a way that causes you to sort of be in your own turbulence, you can get into conditions that you can't recover from. So that bank angle is less to do with passenger comfort than with keeping the aircraft in a stable and predictable envelope. All right, still doing good. And I'm loving my new mouse. I really, really am. I didn't think a mouse could... I mean, I had a gaming mouse before, but I didn't have a gaming mouse like this. I really do wonder if this would have made a difference in my Tarkov days. I don't think so, though, because some of the people that I was playing with, you know, they were really good at the game, and they were playing, like, on a laptop. They were holding on a phone book on their lap. They didn't have, like, high-dollar competitive rigs. Is that it right there? Trying to see where our destination airport is. I think that's it right there. Nope, that's it right there. There it is. All right. It's 25,000. And as we move through these clouds, I'm going to go back to continuous for the igniters. And hopefully we'll get ATIS pretty soon. I mean, I can see the weather in my other window over here, pulling from real world data, but I want to wait till we get it in the aircraft just to sort of keep things realistic. And we're on profile. We're looking for 21,000 feet at Tespe, and we're at 21,005. So yeah, we're right on profile. Now, apparently the devs of this mod got feedback from real 737 pilots that were telling them like the tiniest little things needed to be different, right? Like this is off by 1%. This is off by 1%. But the mod makers went in and like took the time to sort it out. And Ernie, I love Tarkov so much. That game broke my heart. Or I broke my own heart. I don't know. Somebody broke something. I love that game so much. It is perfect. The maps, the hardware, the technology, the whole concept of it, the ballistics, the ability to build weapons just the way you want, and how specific the parts are, you know, from real manufacturers, licensed equipment. I just couldn't compete against the people I was playing with. And I played with a really good squad. They were super, super nice, and they were really like helpful and supportive. But it got to the point where there's several items in the game that are worth like millions of rubles. And every day or two, somebody would bring one into raid and drop one for me. Like, hey, here you go, man. And I would put that. When you're in raid, you have like a theft-proof pouch. Anything that you have on you as far as guns or armor or anything, that can all be taken from you when you get killed permanently. But you've also got like a little pouch that anything that's in that pouch, you keep. So if you get a special item and put it in there, you leave the raid with it even if you die. So they would drop, it's called a LEDX, it's worth a couple million rubles. They would drop a LEDX for me. And when I got out of raid, I would sell it, and then I would use that money to buy gear because I kept losing all mine by getting killed. And they were loaded. They could have done that indefinitely, and it would have had like no impact on them. I just felt terrible that they were helping me like that. You know, like it just didn't feel fair. It didn't feel equitable. I was embarrassed. So between that and being so frustrated with all the different ways that I was finding to get killed, I had to uninstall. It was just too much. Oh, hey, man. How you doing, gameplay? How's your week going? All right, and I'm hoping we come out of this overcast. Yeah, I think I see some stuff down there, yeah? I'm fantastic. I'm having a super, super day. And as long as I can land this aircraft without any drama, it'll be even better. Oh, look at that. We are coming out of it. Fantastic. So we're going to go to 250 knots at 12,000 feet. Yep. Oh, that's perfect. So at least we'll be able to see a little bit of Copenhagen as we get closer. I think it's going to be directly in front of it. Like we're going to fly sort of over it. Gaming sim gone wrong. Do tell. How'd that all work out? All right. And we're at a little bit fast. Hang on. You throw the brakes on here. THG. Crashes by accident. I don't know. Hang on, let's do this quickly. 2976. So if we go here. 29. All right, 2976. All right, so we've got our QNH in. Turn that off. I don't know. Is that a game? I'm not. You lost me. Hang on. We really need some brakes now. Got to get down to 250. Got to get way down. Way down now. Come on. Oh. All right. You know, I don't think I've crashed a plane in stream yet. They're pretty lucky. All right, there's 250. So we're good there. And we're at 12,000. And let's see, I think we're going to hold this. And then next is we want to be at 3,000 feet on final. So yeah, we're okay. Oh, I never want to crash. Never want to. Okay, so we're going to fly down here and then... Okay, and then just make the one turn to the northeast onto 037. Okay, I think. All right, so speed is good. Altitude is good. Still descending. Headed for 3,000 feet and 37 miles. And I think, yep. So we're going to be at 250 at 10,000. So that's important. And I think we can start. Yeah, engines are on continuous. I think we can start getting ready to do this. I would love it if these clouds went away. All right, we'll just hope for the best. And I'm not seeing. Yeah, we're too far out for ILS. All right, start switch is continuous. Anti-ice is on. Wing anti-ice, turn that on. Left and right landing lights on. We're gonna wait till we're a little closer. We're still 40 plus miles out. Belts are on. Barometer good. Set. Standby altimeter. That's also set. Yoke checklist. ATC we're not using. Passenger announcement, we can do that, and then we'll come back and do lights. So we go right here. Yeah, I mean, it's not. I try to read it out. It's unfortunately it's not really. It's nothing that I don't want you to see, but it's so small that it's not really part of the stream. But I hear you, especially if you're watching on like a tablet or a phone or something. That's going to be way too small. All right, there's 10,000 feet. Let's slow it down a little bit. 240 they want. Yep. Yeah, it's going to be a little steep. 27 miles. We're going to descend like 7,000 feet. All right. Hoping for the best. Auto brake is set. Get back up there. Yeah, as soon as the ILS populates. This is right? 04 left, 110.50. 110.50, 110.50. Yep, we're good. Okay. Yeah, we're still 25 miles out, but we should get it soon. There we go. And 037, that's correct. We're 26 miles out, 9,000 feet, 240 knots. Broken overcast. Come on, weather. It's been a quiet stream. You know, I don't want to force the flight sim on you, but I do want variety. You know, I don't just want it to be farm sim or truck sim or anything. I want to try to mix some other things in here. So I've been really kind of experimenting with flight sim. I tried some VFR flying in Flight Simulator 20, and we're doing more IFR sort of airliner flying in X-Plane. So we'll see. It doesn't get nearly as many people as the farm sim, but I don't know. Maybe you'll come around. Maybe people will see the awesomeness of flight sim. Maybe not. All right, and we want looking like 180, 181 at 3,000. So we'll start throwing some flaps out here pretty soon. All right, there's 20 miles. So flaps 1. And that'll slow us way down. Yep. You know, for the most part, I'm okay. It's just the last probably 4 or 5 miles. Like once I come off auto throttle and VNAV and LNAV, I can't really talk. But for the most part, I'm okay for most of the flight. There's 18 miles. A little bit more laundry. That'll take us down to 180, just under 180. Okay. 17 miles. Yeah, there's that mock buffet. Try to be so careful with that, because I guess the way the modders built this aircraft, it is really unforgiving if you get it unstable. No, I didn't. I was running around all day today and didn't get a chance to stop by there yet. I do want those mods, though. I trust anything Bullet Bill does. There's 15 miles. Landing gear down. And we'll get some lights on. Engines are continuous. Everything's good there. Everything's good there. Let's hop outside and take a look. Oh, hell yeah. Love it. All right. Descending at just 13 miles. It's 10 degrees. Everything's good. Everything's good here. I have to say, this is going to be really kind of a this is going to be really kind of a short, weird approach. I feel like we're only going to have a few miles from the time we turn. Caden, we're doing Western Shore V2 tomorrow. And it says we're above. Yeah, it says we're above glide slope. This is really dicey. I don't know how I feel about this approach. Gameplay, what are you thinking of for a stream? All right, there's 20 on the flaps. Gears down, lights are on. Coaster Planet. You mean Planet Coaster? There's 10 miles. Yeah, there's really, once we make this turn, there's really like no... Once we make this turn, that's it. I would like to be lower on glide slope. All right. I've thought about Planet Coaster. I have it. I've thought about City Skylines. I don't know. I think it's just so different than sim gaming. I mean, I personally like city builders, but I worry it's just so different than what we typically do. But, I mean, I don't know. Flight sim's a little different. It's not that different. All right, there's 10 miles. So this is going to be... Yeah, this is going to be very interesting. Because as soon as we make this turn, I'm going to need to grab Vorlock. And then we're still in the clouds. All right, so let's go just to... All right, 25 on the flaps. Making our turn. Let's grab Vorlock now. And let that sort itself out. 9 miles. Oh, my goodness. Come on now. I can't see anything. $30 on the flaps. There's glide slope. I don't know if it's going to grab it and keep us descending. Yeah, it is. Okay. So we're in approach mode. 8 miles. Oh my goodness. This is ridiculous. And we're still in the clouds. I mean, I can just try to fly the flight director all the way down, but our MFRA is 1,000 feet. I don't know if we're going to see runway before we get to 1,000 feet. 30 on the flaps. 2,500. Yeah, there's approach. Oh. All right. I mean, that's 7.5 miles. We'll just fly this last part manually. $2,000 feet. Yeah, it's the same, Ernie. Who knows? I mean, I've been surprised before. People like that hunting game. I didn't think anybody would be into that, so it really is hard to know. other than experimenting. So yeah, we could try Planet Coaster. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? We got what? 4 people here right now. I appreciate all of you. I love you all, you know that. But I mean, as small as my channel is, 4 is pretty small for a stream. It's not nearly as big as like Farm or Truck. So if we did do Planet Coaster, it could hardly do worse than what we're doing right now. We'll just experiment, see how it works out. All right, there's 1,500 feet and 5 miles. I would really like to be flying manual. I'm going to come off auto throttle, so we can be ready to come off. God, where's the runway? This is going to be so dicey. All right, we're coming up on MFRA. 4 miles, no runway. This is crazy. 3.5. There's MFRA. We should be going around right now because we cannot see the runway. There's 1,000 feet.
Minimums. 1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
All right. We're off the autopilot. I'm just going to fly the flight director and hope for the best. Yeah, this isn't going to happen. We're going to miss the runway. I just can't see anything. Yeah, I lost the glide slope. Yeah, gonna have to call it. Yeah, that's crazy. We're directly over the airport, directly over the runway. We just never came out of this stuff. Let's do this. Let's come around and try it again. So we're gonna come off. Yeah, we're off everything now. So let's get back upstairs. Landing gear up. Get the flaps in. And we'll just do. I don't know. We'll try to figure something out. I don't know how low we'd have to get before we got any type of visibility. Get the nose down a little bit here. We'll try it one more time. All right, so there's 2,000 feet. Let's try to level off at like 3,000, and we'll head. We'll turn 180 degrees and just try it again. Yeah, I could not see anything at all. I don't know when we were going to come out of that. Not soon enough. Get the nose down here. All right, so there's 3,000. And let's try this. Let's hold it 3,000. And we want 37, so we want 40, so we want 220. So we want that. There we go. It's on 220. I think that's the first time I've had to do a go round like that. All right, but we're supposed to be. Hang on. We want right there. Trying to hold it 3,000, but 4,000 is okay. We are definitely not flying according to any procedure right now. just trying to see what we can salvage today. Yeah, the crazy thing is, I got completely disoriented. I was trying to just fly by the flight director, which is, if you look down here, these little purple crosshairs. As long as you keep the dot in the center of the artificial horizon centered, then you're going where the flight director is trying to send you. In theory. Let's get turned around here. And I got completely disoriented. I was trying to look at too many things at once, and as I was doing that, I could see that I was like, it was not good. We were missing the runway, but I was also really yawing the aircraft and not controlling it properly. So we'll try it one more time. If that doesn't work, I don't know what we'll do. We'll do something else. Just pause right there. Hang on. Overspeed warning. And you know what? We could even bug that. Stand by. So we'll go back here. Bug that at 165. There we go. I really want to land this thing. We got plenty of fuel. I'm hoping we can do this. What are we? We're looking for 220 on the heading. Why do we not have 220? There we go. All right. So this will take us back over the airport. And we'll turn around and try it one more time. I want to be further out on that approach, though. It was crazy the way it brought us in, and just like at the last possible minute we turned. That seemed a little dicey to me, because we only had like 4 or 5 miles to get everything lined up and configured, and then we hit that crazy weather. So we'll try it one more time. If that doesn't work, how long we've been going? Almost 2 hours. Yeah, if that doesn't work, we'll call it. I ain't no real pilot. I've seen real pilots do amazing things in stream, though. That's my model. That's what I'm trying to do. All right, and we are, is that right? Yep, we are bugging for speed, so hopefully we'll stabilize right at 165, 4,000 feet, and we want to go here. We want to go here. We want to go here. And here, yeah, and then right here. All right, so we'll go back past the airport. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. You know, I think I'm a bit of a hack pilot, but I do enjoy myself. And I try to do everything absolutely as realistically as possible. And is everything still the same down here? We're still on 110.150, 110.50, 150, 110.50, 110.50. So nav radios are still configured. So I think when we make our turn here, as long as we get back on 037, I think we can line up and then hop back on the ILS. And let's go, let's try this. All right. All right. My guy's always looking out for me. Easy. All right, clear that. So we're 10 miles. Let's wait till we're about 20 miles out. And it looks like, I mean, it's clear over here. It just wasn't clear like at the airport. It wasn't clear where we needed it to be clear, so maybe it's blown over. There's 10 miles. Yeah, we'll fly all the way out to the end of the ILS. I think that'll be about 20 miles. And this can be 137. It's 11 miles. Oh, gameplay, I just saw that. Yeah, no need for shoutouts, brother. That's not how we get down. I just want to make good videos for you, and if you want to stop by and check them out and watch them, I think that's awesome. But as far as like promotion or self-promotion or anything like that, I'd rather just make videos that you like. You know, do streams that you like. No need for that, but I appreciate you. All right, there's 13 miles. And we want to turn, what would that be? South? Left? Okay. So there's 3,000 feet. It looks like we just flew back into whatever this is, so maybe it's heading south, right? Southwest, and when we make our turn here, back on 037, it will have passed over us. You know what I mean? I mean, there could be another one right behind it, another bunch of bad weather right behind it, but we'll see. All right, there's 15 miles. All right, and that takes us right out to the end of the ILS. $17. How are we doing on fuel? Yeah, we're still good. That's why that's why we bring a reserve. That SimBrief site that I use to build my flight plans always includes, when it creates an OFP for you, it always includes a fuel reserve and an alternate airport. I think technically we could fly to an alternate, although with ILS, and that's the whole point of ILS. ILS is instrument landing. It's to allow you to land in weather like that. So if for some reason we could not land at all, we could fly to our alternate, although there's no guarantee the weather would be any better when we got there. All right, so I'm going to start bringing us around. Like so. And start slowing us down. All right. So we'll bug for 185. Let's bug for 180. So that, yep, looks like it might be clear. I hope it is. That would be fantastic. Right over here. And we'll keep making this turn. Looking for 037. So we're at 180 now. Yeah, 20 miles out. Okay, I feel better about this. Here comes the weather again. What? Oh, game. What are you doing to me? I mean, there's a hack way to do that. Since Copenhagen is at sea level, there's a hack way to do that. And what we could do is just set the altitude for 500 feet and basically fly along under the clouds. But I don't want to do that. That ain't fair. So we're still at 180, 18 miles out. Yeah, I feel better about this, but the damn weather, man. The weather. What's going on with the weather? All right, this will take us through there. Speed is good. Leave that where it is. And when we did our go around, I left all my lights on. But in fairness, I don't do go arounds very often, so that's something I'll need to remember for next time. All right. It's right there. All right. So we're back in some kind of semblance of ILS approach. All right, so let's grab Vorlock and see how that feels about things. And can we... I feel like we can see a little bit better this time. All right, we got Vorlock. And we're 14 miles out, 15 miles out, so we're well under the glide slope right now. Not going to start descending for a while, but, you know, sooner rather than later, I'll take it. So, speed brakes are armed. RTO is still good. Yeah, there's the airport. Okay, this will be better. So we've got weather this time. We can see. Gears down. It's bug for 150. Flaps to 15, 3 green. Okay, yeah, this is an entirely different experience when you can actually see the runway. All right. So we got Vorlock. We're holding altitude. We won't start descending until we're significantly closer, because we're already at 3,000. So we'll wait for glide slope to populate. Flaps to 25. Yep, glide slope is populated. So we'll start to descend there. Wow, it's really windy. I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of don't like it. All right, so lights are on, engines on continuous. It's good there. Gears down. 10 miles. Flaps to 30. Let's get stabilized here. Oh, nothing. We just headed southwest of the airport, got turned around, got lined up again, grabbed the ILS. We're on Vorlock, and we just grabbed glide slope. We're at 9 miles, so we're going to start descending, and we can see the airport this time. So hopefully everything will be fine. So we're going to come off auto throttle here. There's 8 miles. Flaps to 30. Come off auto throttle. All right. That's 7 miles. And for some reason, we just lost the glide slope. So I'm going to... Screw it. I'm going to fly it manually. We got to get this plate on the ground. I don't know why we... I don't know why we lost glide slope. But I'll just try to do it with the Pappies. Unless we're so far above it. Can barely even see them. So just to the left of the runway, there are 4 lights. And yeah, we're way high and way fast. This might not end well. Just to the left of the runway, there are 4 lights called the Pappies. And they can be either white or red. You want 2 white and 2 red, and that indicates you're on glide slope. If you, yeah, if you've got 3 white, you're too high. If you've got 3 red, you're too low. If you've got 4 white, you're way too high. And if you've got 4 red, you're way too low. So I'm just trying to fly down the pappies. And I have to say, it's really not working well. But at least we can see the damn runway. Yeah. You might be able to see them a little better now that they're all 4 white. So we are high. And we're going way, way too fast. 160 knots. We're like 20 knots fast. There we go. There we go. Ah.
Feet stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude set.
There we go. Better. Better. All right. So 3 white, 1 red. Come on now.
Approaching 0, 4 left.
2 white, 2 red. A little bit low. A lot low. Hang on. Hang on. We can do this. We're going to have some unhappy passengers. But that happens. Can't get everything you want in this life. All right, here we go.
300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Copenhagen. Holy monkey, what a pain in the ass. All right. Thrust reversers. 80 knots.
80 knots.
All right. Let's get this thing off the runway. I think, yeah, Copenhagen has high-speed taxiways, do they not? They do. So we will roll this thing right out here. Auto brakes off. If I can find it. There it is. All right. And because we don't have ATC, we don't really have anywhere to go. And I don't know this airport, so I'm not going to bother taxiing to a gate. So we'll pull up right here. Get the parking brake on. All right. There you go. Parking brake on. There we go. Landing lights off. The rest can stay on. We'll hop outside. There you go. Welcome to Copenhagen. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for sticking around. I was hoping we could pull that off without any kind of drama. So we'll do Western Shore tomorrow. Western Shore V2 tomorrow for Christmas Eve. For some reason, I thought Christmas Eve was Friday, but tomorrow's Christmas Eve, so we'll do that same time. 1 till, I don't know, now, more or less. We'll do Western Shore tomorrow, and then I may take Christmas off. But thanks, everybody. I do appreciate you. You're a great audience. Thanks for showing up. See you tomorrow for the Western Shore. Take care, everybody. Good night.